Top right, we have Byun this time though, and there's a different Protoss, it's Creator. Yeah, so checking out here, Zest's championship qualifier, it's quite impressive to see that. Kind of his first championship was probably one of the most highest value GSLs, I want to say. 2014, that's 12 years ago. That GSL Place 1 had a $66,000 Place 1 finish only. So it had like a, I don't know, 200,000 prize pool or something really big. Or 150 or something, I don't know. But yeah, he won that one. So, very nicely done. Then he wins another GSL Global Championship. I'm not exactly sure what that was. Oh, that might have been... Yeah, I don't know, but that's only 7,000, so that's like a little bit of a different one. It's in the same month, so yeah. Then second at an IEM, then he wins a Kespa Cup 2014 for another 30k. He won an IEM, he's a world champion of course, he won an IEM, oh no, it wasn't the world championship I guess at that point. He just won the IEM in Katowice, right? I guess he also won it while it was the World Championship, so... he wins there 70k, then he wins another GSL Code S for another 33k. So yeah, he has a bunch of really good championships, and then the list goes on and on. It's a bunch of home story cups as well, some S tiers, some A tiers. In between there, another round of 3 in the GSL Code S, or round of 4. Another second place at an IEM. He lost to Rogue, if you remember. That's one of Rogue's wins. This guy is probably the most successful. If he would still be playing till today, he would probably be the most successful player from all the StarCraft Protoss players. He would be the most successful Protoss. By the way, we've got an interesting opening here. He went into one Reaper, into the Reactor, and then another double Reaper behind this. Byun kind of faking his opponent maybe a little bit here. Thinking that there might not be that double Reaper and 2 Hellion probe. But it's exactly what we're gonna see. Just hits at a tiny bit of a different timing. We have the Twilight finished up, should start his blink. Got the money, there we go. And he's very unit light, he only has 2 adepts in 1 Stalker, and that's usually when you want to try to snowball this as the Terran. You know, the Protoss has 3 units and he needs to guard 2 entrances, or 2 places. How is he gonna do that? So, the idea is gonna be like, well, if he's all in ones, you just try to run past. Maybe you can get a bunch of probes. There's a shield battery, of course, to help out with this. He will lose the first... Oh no, he does not kill that Reaper fast enough. And the damage is starting to amount here. We already have 6 killed probes. That's a pretty good opening here for Byun already. 8 probes. That's way more than you ever wish to get. You're very happy if you sacrifice these units for like about 4 to 5 probes. But 9? That's kind of game-ending damage. We are even right now in the worker count, and it means these 2 mules, which are basically giving you about 300 minerals during their 60-second lifespan, they're just on top of that for Byun. So the income advantage is gonna be huge in a moment here. A double Widow Mine just randomly out in front. So he's got to pick those up now, but that could have been quite the nasty trap here. That's not where you expect those things to sit, because there's nothing really to cover, you know, for them. Now, this is gonna be at least seen quite nicely here from Creator. Can he make this defense happen? He's gonna lose... Oh, only 1. That was some very nice micro there on the probes last second. So he will only lose 2 probes for 2 Widow Mines and the medevac. That's a good follow-up here. This defense was very good. He does lose a bunch of mining time, of course, though, which is never really what you're looking for here, but especially after losing 9 probes. Can he come back into this game? This would definitely be one of the defensive moments where you think, hey, there's a possibility. So let's see what he can do here, and what Byun is actually going to do as well. Byun is going into a fast Viking. He has a Raven already, and that Viking is going to be quite useful in pushing back this War Prism. What an unusual build. And he already is on the stim production here. So there's your Stalkers. He needs to repair that stim. He needs to pull some boys. He needs to repair that stim. It's in a little bit of a weird position. I think you can only fit 2 SCVs. 3 SCVs do fit. So that's going to be enough to keep that alive. He needs to pull his Marines. He doesn't really want to lose them, but he needs to use them right now. And yeah, he manages to do so. You know, Vikings... I guess the Viking could have been chasing this thing, but he's kind of just lazy, chilling at home. We have 2 tanks. And now we're gonna go into full-on bio production, already going with Marauders here. So Byun wants to play a fast push with Stim +1 and combat shields, a bunch of Marauders, 2 tanks, and maybe 2 to 4 medevacs. We'll have to wait and see. I think it should be maybe 4 if he has the production for it. I guess comes a little bit down to the gas spending. It should be fine though for him. He already has the upgrades he needs in production. So yeah, let's see what Creator can do against this. He's trying to get into charge. That's gonna finish for that timing attack Byun once hit. And he does throw down 5 additional gateways. So making him 8 gateway man. And he does have constant immortal production. It's gonna be very helpful against the Marauders, of course. And in total it's just a solid unit. Charge. No upgrades though, no forge, no damage upgrades, nothing for him. So there's gonna be that +1 advantage. We also of course have the factory on the reactor with that extra production. But yeah, Byun is not really hitting that timing I was thinking with the 4 medevacs. He's just going into the double medevac aggression with this, trying to poke the 3rd, and he throws down his own 3rd base. Now this 3rd was quite fast. And that's gonna be paying off here for Creator if he can defend this push. And I think he can. He scouts this. Maybe a little bit late, but he should have the production to kind of intercept this and just get enough units out. Oh, that's some nice force fields here, and the Zealot charge throwing so much friendly fire there from the siege tanks. That was really well done here by Creator. What a cute engage. Lovely to see. Very well executed, and Byun a tiny bit too much forward, completely gets smacked down here and needs to kind of pull back. Well, he does get a little bit of harassment damage with that Raven, throwing down 1 auto turret, or I guess a second one. And yeah, now he has the opportunity to go into the forge, to go into the robo bay. He even throws down the 4th base, maybe a tiny bit greedy, needs to be a little bit careful not to overestimate his position. He was down quite far in the early game here. But this is looking good for Creator, man. He's just pushing across the map. He has so many force fields, so much sentry energy was stacked up in these 4 sentries. It's insane. Already the first ghosts on the way here for Byun. He's transitioning into a more complex army with this. He has his 3rd base finally on location, starting to mine, but we see the 4th is already halfway done here for Creator, so that's definitely going to be a little bit of an issue here for Byun. Is he going to drop the auto turret over here or something now? Trying to do some stalker harassment, does not find the medevac kill there, unfortunately. And the Raven is kind of hovering in this dead airspace here for now. There's gonna be that. I like these depots. They're kind of just in the way. They will sometimes eat up a Zealot charge. And that's all you need. It's 100 minerals. It's basically the cost of a Zealot or 2 Marines. It does not cost supply, it does provide supply. And it will help you in these fights against the Zealots, of course. Oh, there we see the double turret here. Sorry, guys. It's actually gonna do a lot of damage. 5 probes, but yeah. Of course, it doesn't really matter because... Well, what are 5 of 70, right? And he can make 4 at once, so... It's like 1 production cycle. Some nice free damage, though. 4th command center for Byun on the way. This could be a long one here. We see the additional barracks go up. He's already with that armory here, going into +2. Where's the 2nd engineering bay though? There it is. Starts the +2 armor as well. Ghost Academy should probably start to work on that cloak for the Ghost. You always eventually want to get that one. But he will opt to go into the 2nd starport first here. on that second reactor he used for some Widowmine production. He still has those double Vikings, and the Colossus are not done yet. So, oh, I guess there's already 2 out, so maybe he's a little bit behind. He went into the Ghosts first, but that's a gamble that didn't pay off. Of course, Ghosts are pretty good still against any Protoss units, but there's no Templar, so they actually counter is not there. And remember, they do take bonus damage now from the Colossi because they are light units. And you will see more than not that a Colossus in just the last swoop before the Protoss army retreats will just kill a bunch of Ghosts. And there we see the 4 Vikings at once, +1 ship weapons as well. And already Vikings flying with the army here. Byun is going to push forward, he's going to secure the forward base here. That's actually a very close base to kind of keep rotating. So you have this area, this area, this area. It's like a very easy place to kind of be in between and still be able to defend your entrances. He still needs to kind of kill those Colossi before he can actually fight this army. A bunch of SCVs getting there interrupted there. He still has a Marine who's shooting at the 4th base. There's nothing really happening. It's gonna be a nice Widowmine shot here on top of these Zealots. SCVs, I don't think you want to pull them into too many of the Colossi. Is he gonna kill that one? You don't really want to pull SCVs into Colossi Archon here. That's not gonna work, Byun. Now, can he win this defensive fight though? He kind of needs to get rid of the Colossi. They're just standing strong. They're still here. The Bio army does survive, but 33 SCVs go down. Oh no! Please keep on shooting. The F2. It pulls back. That could have been a combat, man. The combat Marine. So 2-2 is going to be finished up here for this next fight. That's definitely going to be nice here for Byun. But yeah, as I say, once he has the Vikings in the air and can get rid of these Colossi, that's gonna be all he needs to do. He has 4 command centers, so even if he loses 30 SCVs, he can definitely reproduce them if he wants to. Gonna be a little bit of a pacing advantage here maybe for Creator, but if he had that 1 Marine and the Raven just kill this base, that would have been all he needs to do. It could have been a hero, now it's like a random Marine in the army. There's a fine turret over here to intercept War Prisms. And there's 1 Colossi in this army. So this army is very AoE light right now. The Creator's just trying to play the gateway man here. 10 gates, 5 Nexi, and high upgrades. He will kill the factory. I'm not really sure how much you need this production facility anymore, but not too much. Oh, that's gonna be a nice armor shred here on top of this army. Can Byun take this fight though efficiently enough? It feels like there's not too many things going wrong in this fight right now. For our Terran player, he needs to kill that last Archon and then he's kind of gonna shred through the rest of the army. It feels like but he's starting to run out of units a little bit. If he could kill the War Prism, that would be all he needs to do. Oh, the War Prism runs into the turret. No, it doesn't. It sees the turret, turns around. But he still does survive. He has a couple of CVs here, which were pulled into the fight, just hanging about. But you see, he killed like 30 to 40 SCVs, but Byun is just rising in SCV count. He's not really dropping. So this 4 command center setup, it's just enough. It's just enough to keep up the production. He needs soon to go out and take a 5th base though, because he's just running low on the minerals that he can actually mine from these locations. Like, these bases are very healthy of course, but this one's about to dry up and this one is extremely dry. There's basically only 1 patch with 100 minerals left. No, can he catch these stalkers? If he can tag all of them, it's gonna be nice. 1 Marauder trying to go for it. Creator really went out of his way and took the north expansion. I don't think it's a moment where he can really be comfortably on the map beyond here, but the EMPs are really good and kind of manages to snack through this army because there's no front line, there's no zealots with this. Will dismantle the Colossi. Finally the front line comes. They will probably send out to harass here, or they just reinforced at the worst moment on time. And Byun will try to snipe as many units as he can on his way back, and finally the prism goes down. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this moment basically since the prism was born. What a moment. Finally the Vikings come over and kill that prism. Now that's the moment where you're like, man, that was really bad because the charge is used up. You saw those zealots kind of flinching a move forward, and that was enough to use the charge already. But of course, Creator, so he needs to wait for that cooldown to be ready again. And Byun never went into the +3 attack because there was so much pressure, so he's going to be quite far behind in upgrades here for a while. Can he manage to hold on? Creator's pressure is really strong here, amounting more and more. We don't see enough reinforcements coming in. There's a good bank for Byun, but he's just not being able to spend that one. He doesn't have the constant production, or he doesn't have enough barracks maybe. Not really sure. Maybe he just loses his army too fast, so he can't really keep up the production. He's making more medivacs. He has 9 medivacs already. I'm not sure if you need more medivacs. Maybe a bunch of liberators would be quite helpful in this situation here. Kind of anchor your position, find something to keep on being strong in a place here. He's been just playing Marauder, Ghost, Marine so far. A lot of medivacs, a bunch of Vikings of course, snipe those Colossi, but after Colossus are dead, he's always going back into the medivacs. He loses the Vikings. And now we have 20 zealots coming in here for the charge. There's not enough bio to really keep this place alive, it feels like. Byun is trying his damnedest, but if he had like a bunker or two or something to kind of bolster this defensive line, would be amazing. So far he's kind of utilizing these both command centers to kind of draw some of the fights, but 3 Colossi now in this place. Is it gonna be a little bit too much here for Byun to handle? The SCVs are getting stuck there on top of those zealots, and yeah, the Colossus shreds through all of this. It started really good for Byun, yeah. He killed 9 probes with his 3 Reaper 2 Hellions. That's definitely more than you're looking for usually. And usually you're trying to draw even with your opponent, but he definitely pulled ahead in that moment. And yeah, if he had like that timing attack afterwards, if it would have been a little bit more committed to, I feel like imagine he brings that with 4 medivacs and maybe keeps up on tank production and goes up to like 3 or 4 tanks. Maybe brings like a few SCVs, he can definitely kill the 3rd, right? Of course it also comes down to the engagement. He was really shredded by those force fields there. And it feels like his hot pickup was a little bit too slow. Oh, what a nice game though from Creator, it feels like. Like after that initial mistake on the defense, everything went so smooth for him. Every gamble paid off, and it just looked like this last map was made for Creator. Now he's up 1-0 in this best of 3. In the bottom right we have Byun. Top left, it is our Protoss player Creator. So far so good. Looking for the Protoss. Hail the brother with Psyblades. I guess there was a pause in this game. Byun is going for an early SCV. This is most likely for an eBay block. And he wants to be there when the probe doesn't see him, but yeah. This is the worst moment, unfortunately. He still throws down the eBay, but I doubt he's gonna get more than 300 HP on this one. Not even, yeah. Or he needs to abandon this. Only 200 HP. And remember, the buildings do take full damage when they're in construction, so the armor value only gets applied after the building is finished. And there it goes. Like, it literally didn't... It only, I guess, denied 3 probes from mining, right? That's basically what you do, but you invest 28 minerals or something into that. 29 or so. So maybe it's 31 even, yeah. I don't think... I don't know if it's really worth it. Maybe it is. What is it, like 2 trips from these probes, which are 5 minerals, so that's like... I guess 3 probes, 30. Yeah, maybe it's 3 trips. It's like very, very slim. It's like 10 minerals or so advantage. If it gets found as early as this. But of course you had to calculate your own SCV, so I don't know. It does really even... I feel like it's a good moment for Creator here. That he found it so fast. And we do see this game a bunker at home here for Byun. I mean, he had one in the last game as well, but... I guess he never really kind of put up any static D at the other bases, so he just kept fighting with his spy units there. I guess, like, it's a little bit difficult to say, right? Are bunkers really worth it? Usually they're not, because you cannot reposition. And if you don't really have siege tanks in conjunction with bunkers, they just don't do that much for you. Because the Protoss will just push on top of the bunker and will just kind of snipe it. Because the Terran army will always fall back a little bit. Because it wants to kite the zealots, it wants to wait for the charge. But if the bunker just, like, the charge never happens and the bunker just gets shot down. Well, this is an interesting opening here. That's a TVZ opening from Byun. He's just playing this in a different matchup. 3 CCs, triple barracks. So no tanks. Or no medevacs. There's the engineering bay. So he wants to go for a massive amount of bio units with a big firepower advantage on stim and +1 as fast as he can, while he still has that triple CC pumping out a lot of SCVs. It's basically a mineral game from him. Going with 1 gas for now. I don't expect to see this to change too soon here. But of course Marines are quite cheap, so he's gonna keep on producing a bunch of Marines for now. There's the +1, there's the second gas after the +1 starts. And then we'll probably see a transition into some more tech units. He could throw down... Oh, no, he still needs the combat shields, of course. So yeah, he's gonna throw down that second tech lab, and there's the factory. Reaper's getting chased by these stalkers. Oh, he does see them. And Creator has no idea. He has a 4-gate blink though. Is this gonna work out? We're gonna wait and we have to wait and see, but this has been fully identified, it feels like, by Byun. He knows what's up. He's throwing down a second bunker right now. Just behind his first one. He's gonna go out and greet and meet these stalkers here on that high ground. So he'll put a little bit of damage on one of them. He can snipe the first one there, even though it has blink. He does lose 1 marine, a second marine for that. And there is gonna be high ground vision here very soon. There's an adept with a shade, and there's also the prism. The first bunker is gonna fall, but the second bunker was there. So he immediately evacuates all of the marines into that one. Creator just ignores it. I don't think that's the right move to do. He tries to snipe as many bio units as he can do. Backup hunt is so funny. Yeah, that looked really good. And we do see a drop on the supply depot here. The marines in the bunker have been stimmed. The second bunker, a third bunker, excuse me, is been thrown down. Wow. And Byun with the stim is pushing back, but he does only have, that's a one-trick pony. He does not have a starport. He does not have any medevacs yet. Might just want to do, I guess he's gonna float it over, but he stims the second time. Can he make this work here? If he can snipe the prism. Ooh, he does do so. He will lose most of this bioforce though. Yeah, probably all of these units. No combat shields in this fight. Some SCVs have been pulled off the line. The bunker is done, but it's not filled up. He has so many excess SCVs, so he can repair the bunker. Oh no! Oh god, it still stays alive. It stays alive. It stays alive. Whoa. No high ground vision, no warp ins. He never remade that warp prism fast enough, so it's so far away. He's actually abandoning this, going into a third nexus here. He's going into a robo. This attack kind of fell flat, and there's an advantage for Byun in the way that he's still even or ahead in SCVs. He still has that third already done. He can always float it over once this pressure is done. And he has the tech advantage. There's only blink and blink stalkers against a full-fledged bioforce with stim, combat shield soon to be concussive. They're gonna have the first medevacs in a moment. They have their +1 already done. So kind of Byun gets away with his build, with his super greedy build, and he will float over the 3rd CC now. There was some crazy pressure. There was basically an all-in from Creator, and he did do enough damage so he can try to transition out of this. But I feel like, yeah, losing the Stalkers now, this could just end in a moment here. If Byun decides to go across the map, if he does catch this Prism as well, doesn't really have the units at home, so he needs to evacuate the SCVs. He has no supply depot finishing up, but he has a bunch of units which just rally down. Yeah, F2 back home here. He's already making a couple of Vikings. Finally, that triple mule, that's 900 minerals coming in here in 60 seconds. But we do see the Colossi on the way, thermal lands on the way, a bunch of shield batteries, pylons going up as well here, more and more zealots being warped in. Production not so hot though for Creator, only 7 gates on 3 bases is not really what you're looking for. And yeah, he's kind of playing a little bit afraid. Oh, if this Prism goes down, yeah, I don't think you can recall this. Bam! That's a bunch of the units down the drain. Was a little bit too greedy hanging there around. Now he throws down a Dark Shrine. A Dark Shrine, ladies and gentlemen, in TVP. PVT, whatever you want to call it. There's gonna be +1 on the way here for Byun. He has his extra barracks finished up. He has the Ghost Academy finished up. Next step is gonna be either a 4th base or his 2-2 first. Probably will go into that armory. I spoke too soon. It's gonna be the 1st base actually. Sorry, the 4th base, not the 1st base. What the hell? First base, there we go. You could cancel the 4th from Creator quite easily. And you could catch some Stalkers. If Creator's not careful, it does do survive. There's also the armory and the extra engineering bay coming online here. So everything in a nice timely manner here for Byun. Byun again looks quite nice in this game. But he looked very far ahead in the early game. In that last game as well, on the last map. This time it feels like the tempo out of the boat here for Creator is really, you know, thrown overboard, because man, this tempo is not as close, not near close to where it was last game. He's far behind in bases, far behind in economy. He kind of took a leap of faith in the last game where he just had that one insanely good engagement. While he has a 3rd base and a 4th base under construction. And that 3rd base was really, really fast. So you know, he just kind of tried that. But now we do have DTs. There's already MPs though to you with these. And there's a turret here in the natural, so we will see this DT already. He's gonna snipe this one there. So easy. Yeah. 3 SCVs for 2 DTs. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Also the upgrade advantage. It's gonna be +1 against 2-2 here. Eventually. I guess he'll probably, if he keeps on producing and chrono boosting +2, he might have that. Yeah, he's immediately noticing that and doing that. He's trying to do again the aggressive expanding pattern here, but it feels a little bit more difficult on this map because he's kind of stretching himself so far from all of his other positions. Oh, and he needs to be careful with these Stalkers always. Always a little bit afraid. Those pop so easily once they just walk into a full bio army. Maxed out at this point. Byun is pushing. He says is enough. We need to show you the might of the Terran. And then we'll go back again. But he has his 4th base set up and running himself. He's gonna throw down a 5th command center. Very nice pacing. He needs a few more medivacs, it feels like. Only 3 medivacs with this army. 1 got sniped down here. He only has 5 medivacs. A couple should be reinforcing here. There they are. And there is your Vikings trying to work on these Colossi. There's a couple of disruptors, but they don't hit the mark. They're actually not firing here. Not sure what Creator is controlling, but definitely not the disruptors. And oh, that was almost a money shot. But yeah, the Vikings killed all of the Colossi, so all of the AoE is done. He has one more disruptor to try to hit the money. He does hit one marauder. That's not really what he's looking for. And in the end, this army is just a little bit too flimsy for Creator. Too much firepower from Byun. Pushing through. Finally getting some Terran Justice. GG. Best of 3, let's go. Yeah, indeed. 1-1. So far, so lucky today. So, let's check this out here. In the top left, it is Byun. And I don't know where he actually is going here. I guess he wants a proxy. A barracks. Yep. There's gonna be a proxy barracks. I guess. What's that red liquid, you're wondering? I'll show you after this map. No! He sees the SCV, he saw the SCV, he saw the SCV. Did he see it? Did he see it? I think he saw it. He's kind of looking for it. Kind of. Maybe he's just waiting. Oh, he's bringing a second probe. I think he exactly knows what's going on. He saw the SCV. He's like, you little crafty son of a bee. Look at that. Creator. Finding that barracks. And Byun is like, no. Why? Because you moved into the frickin' pylon range. Oh boy. Oh no. He makes an engineering bay to try to block off the probes, but he has one inside. Oh, it's a disaster. Byun, and he loses it, and he's like, what? You cheater. I don't know. I don't know what he's saying. And he's like not playing the game right now. I don't think he's gonna... GG. How does he know? Okay, so the red liquid is... It's of course the blood from the fallen people.